Hey, you guys. Okay, so I'm back. So I'm gonna play this for you. Crap. I gotta plug my headphones back in. Hang on a second, you guys. Because if I don't plug my headphones in, then you guys won't be able to hear it. Okay, I'm set. Let me just get this going here. Uh-oh. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, just give me a second, you guys. Put it over here. Let me see if I can do this again for you guys. Hang on. Okay. Do this. Do this. Share screen. Okay, let me just get it.
Barry, how does it feel? Are you guys happy today?
So there you go, you guys. That's Barry Morphew being released from jail today. Take my headphones off now. But yes, he has been released. Did you guys all see that? I hope you guys could all see that. Yeah, they didn't say a word. They were asked, Barry, how do you feel being out? He didn't say nothing. They asked the girls if they were happy that he was released, and they just totally ignored them, like gave them the stink eye and slammed the truck doors. That was his sister that was driving. Barry's sister was driving, and his mother was in the passenger seat in the front. Barry and the two girls are in the back. I was so hoping that as soon as he walked out of those doors that the feds arrested him on the trying to bribe an official and the voter fraud. Oh, she slammed that door. Oh, yes, she did. Yep. She slammed that door like you wouldn't believe. Like, it's not a good day today. Okay, so I'm going to wait. I had this set to start at 4. Let me see if I got that. Yes. Okay, so while we're waiting, you guys, I'm going to jump over to YouTube. Okay. I've got something else to show you. Oh, shit. I mean, poop. I got to plug my headphones back in again so I can show you guys this before we get started again on the Barry Morphew arrest affidavit. Okay, let me just see here. They are still alive. Let me just see here. When is this? Just give me a second, you guys. I'm trying to find. Dang it. Okay. Oh. Okay. Not here. I'm trying to. I have. Just give me a second, you guys, here. I just seen it, and now. Okay, I'm gonna. Let's see if I can do this right again. No, you can't do it that way. Okay. Chrome tab. No. That's not what I wanted. Okay, share screen. Okay, there it is. It's not letting me. Hang on. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. I've done this so many times, you guys, and... Okay, there we go. So this right now is from 10 Tampa Bay. There's no volume, I don't think. But it shows the police are now, the FBI is all leaving. It's raining there. You see that. This is Brian Laundrie's parents' home. They have towed away. Oh, it's pouring good there. They have, you see the garage closing there? They just come out of the garage. They have towed away the silver car. I did see somewhere, but the news is still out here. And as you can see, I've got the volume up. The camper is still there. That's the last of the are they coming in or go? Oh, that's the FBI, Dan. As you can see, he's backing in there. There's another FBI agent. I don't know if this vehicle came out of the garage. But I think this is still FBI. Skirt ahead here. And it goes blank. Oh. So there it's back on. You can see the FBI is still there. And these here look like styrofoam containers. But the silver car has been towed. And I did see them somewhere. You see the FBI guy again here. Still standing, watch out front. There's a news reporter. I don't know if she's going to speak. Let's see. Goes blank again. And then they just go blank. Let me see, you guys, if I can find. Anything else here? That's 2 days ago. See, they're live right now, but they're just on a loop, you guys. There's Fox 4. That's from 4 hours ago. But here's Fox 13. Let me just, this was from earlier in the day. I just want to see if when they, see, the car is still there at this point. I'm trying to get to the point where they're taking the car. This is this morning when police first all showed up. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm not seeing anywhere here, you guys, when the car is being removed. These are all just the videos. Here's CNN. Let's see. Let's see if we can get anything from CNN where the car is being towed. Let's see, in WFLA. I turned off the volume right now, you guys. And what I noticed, you guys, I'm going to show you here what I noticed. When they first got here to the backyard, this is a helicopter. This guy here is in the helicopter and he's going over this. Before, you can see that the door is kind of open here. Okay, I don't know who is messaging me right now, but they better. Oh, my sister. Okay. This door wasn't open when they first got there. They took pictures all behind here. They opened this door. They took pictures inside, and I noticed nobody else said anything. Even these guys here on WFLA didn't notice something here, but I did. See this white paper here in the window? That wasn't there before they entered this shed. That piece of paper was not in the window. I don't know if I can go back. Trust me, I wouldn't lie to you. Here they are when they're in the back part of the house. Okay, so here's when they enter the shed. When they entered that shed, that white piece, there it is right there. See? You can see the bottom just above the time at the bottom, 5:13. Look at the garage in that little inset picture. In the inset picture, you can see that white garage to the left there. You can see the police with the van on the right. On the left-hand side, you can see the white garage. There's no white paper in that window. You see that? Yes, Randy, that's my years of experience in doing PI work and stuff like that. But I know in this video, where is it? Now I lost it. When they first went here, that piece of paper was not in the window. So what the relevance is to that, I don't know. But anyway, let's get out of that. I got to get these earphones off because they're killing my ears, you guys. That white piece of paper wasn't there before they went in. So that's where we're at with that. I'm sure you guys, there's tons and tons and tons of people out there, excuse me, that are going to be, or you can go to all the news outlets and you're going to be able to see. I'm just moving my stuff around here, you guys, so I can continue with this affidavit. You're going to be able to watch that. Okay, so we're back at the affidavit, you guys. But I do know that they did release, or they did tow away that Mustang, and that was the car that Brian had used to go to that park on the Tuesday. So from what his parents say, that he took that car and he went to the park on Tuesday. He was supposed to go for a hike or something. He never returned. So they went there on the Wednesday and retrieved the car. Why wouldn't you have reported your son missing right away when you went to get that car? You know what I mean? Why would you wait till Friday to report him missing if you went there on the Wednesday and got the car? There's something big and fishy going on there, you guys. But I don't want to get deep diving into that right now. I've got so much on my plate between the Chad Daybell thing, and between this arrest affidavit. I just can't cover it all at once. Yes, we know that, and yes, Barry was released, okay? I do have a link that I put in this chat for this live, and there's a link there that you guys can go and check out, and it shows him being released. Okay, so are we ready to get back to this affidavit, you guys? If you haven't seen the first part of this, you guys, go to my YouTube channel and look in the video tab. The first part of this will be in the video tab. This is going to be part 2, and I will probably have part 3 and 4, because there's no way that we can read through this. There's 131 pages. We're on page 17, and I've already spent an hour going through the first 17 pages. Okay, so what I will do once I'm done with this live, I will link in the description the link to the first part, okay? And then when I do the third part, I will have a link to the first and second part, okay? So this is part 2. We've already gone through 17 pages. Let's continue. Ready? Let me see you guys say ready. And you guys can hear me okay. Just say ready if you can. And I'm only going to do this, you guys, for about an hour, because my voice, as you can hear, is about to go, and I've been coughing a lot. That means I'm using my voice too much. Okay, so we ended off here with Libler knew Suzanne had discussions with Macy in March or April about separating from Barry and getting a divorce. Suzanne told Barry, I just want peace, explaining she wanted it to be peaceful for the girls. Okay. Libler thought that in February 2020, Suzanne was wanting to break out on her own, but still wanted to wait until Macy graduated. Libler said that Suzanne felt some shame that she had so much materially, and she spoke with Libler about a life transformation. Barry held the huge houses and Range Rovers over Suzanne's head. Barry told her things like, I provide these things for you. You have the greatest life. You have everything. $1 million home. You have Range Rovers. Libler said they never made concrete plans, but she told him several times when she does leave Barry, she would go without contacting Libler for a while. Suzanne said she was not doing this for Libler, but for herself. And don't forget, there was $500,000 of her money into buying that house and the Range Rovers and everything else. So, and plus Suzanne did work too. So he's being a narcissist here. Suzanne's talk of leaving Barry was like a wave, with a higher frequency of waves, Libler said. Suzanne had faith God would provide for her and she would figure it out. Libler did not know she had an inheritance until he read about it in the media. In March, though, of May, in March through May of 2020, Libler and Suzanne talked a lot about mountain biking, and Libler looked at the trails online in Colorado, and they sometimes talked before Suzanne went for a ride. Suzanne put her bike in her car on her way to the trailheads and did not often ride in her own neighborhood. She normally rode in the evening for about half hour or 40 minutes. First week of May 2020, Suzanne told Libler the girls were going on a camping trip that weekend. Libler said anytime she was alone with Barry, she dreaded it, didn't want to be alone with him. Barry refused to go to counseling, though Suzanne offered. Barry told her, you just need to be who you were to me and everything will be fine. Libler said he thought two things could have happened to Suzanne. Barry either learned about us and snapped, or maybe she told him she was going to leave him. Agents asked Libler what Barry's reaction was when Suzanne mentioned she wanted to separate from him. But Libler responded he was very much against it, she would say, because he wants everything to look perfect on the outside. Libler says he does not believe Suzanne reached out to him with the intention of having a boyfriend. He described Suzanne as beautiful, kind, and someone who treated people well and a good listener, traits that attracted him to her. Libler said Suzanne is naive in ways because she assumed the best of people and did not want to see what lies beneath. While Suzanne lived in Indiana with Barry, he acted suspiciously like he was having an affair. Libler added, and then I can tell you too, over the last year, she's like, I love him. I'd love for him to find a new girlfriend and just get out. Libler said that so long as Suzanne gratified Barry sexually, it was fine. He added, I don't think she was deriving a lot of pleasure out of things. When agents asked Libler if he thought that or knew it, he said, I know. She said it's not pleasurable. Suzanne told Libler that she would not completely starve Barry of sex. Agents confirmed with Libler that he no longer had the phone he used to speak with Suzanne. He explained that in June 2020, he dropped his phone on his stone steps and the place shattered. Libler sent the phone into his company and they sent him a new one. The phone company said Libler had all the same corporate apps on it as his previous phone, but none of the personal apps. Libler provided consent forms for his DNA, phone records, and the logins for his social media accounts. And the offense served search warrants for LinkedIn, WhatsApp, and received records for Suzanne's LinkedIn account with photos and text shared between her and Libler. The assailant also served warrants on Verizon account for Libler. The following data was collected. From LinkedIn, Libler sent Suzanne 59 communications to each other on Libler and Suzanne sent 59 communications to each other on Saturday, May 9th, with the last outgoing from Suzanne occurring at 2:11 p.m. when she messaged him, I'm on WA, which means WhatsApp. Libler sent response messages at 2:39 p.m., 2:46 p.m., and 2:47 p.m. that Suzanne did not answer. He also sent messages on May 10th and May 11th that went unanswered. Verizon records contained 738 calls between Libler and Suzanne's something phone number between October 18th and December 19th. Suzanne called Libler 74 times under international calls from Cayman Islands between January 14th and 18th of 2019. On December 18th, 2020, agents contacted Libler by phone and showed him some of the results of the LinkedIn messages and photos between him and Suzanne on May 9th, 2020. On May 9th, 2020, Suzanne sent a message to Libler at 11:42 a.m. stated, guess who's alone again? Libler told agents that message meant that they were free to talk, and Suzanne was not surprised that Barry left her alone at home. Libler confirmed that Suzanne's message at 2:11, I'm on WA, referred to her starting WhatsApp so they could share video with each other. From referencing the LinkedIn message before and after, Libler does not believe they used WhatsApp that time or later that day. Suzanne sent this photo to Libler on LinkedIn at 2:03 p.m. So here is when she is laying down. She's in her bikini and sunbathing. So that was at 2:03 p.m. Libler's message to Suzanne at 2:46, hey, your weather looks great. may have been in reference to the picture she sent earlier to Libler checking conditions in Colorado through the internet. Suzanne never answered that message or subsequent messages by Libler wishing her a happy Mother's Day on May 10th. From the turn of the search warrant on Libler's Verizon phone, Libler used the same Michigan switch market ID 227 for all 23 communications from May 7th to 11th, as he did on the day November 13th, 2020. Interview with agents at the office of the FBI in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Following the interview, Libler sent agents a screenshot of his credit card charges for his Costco wholesale credit card under the name Jeffrey S. Libler for May 2020, noted our charges in Wixcom MI for $292 at Menards on May 7th, a charge, whatever the charges is, in Howell on Michigan, May 9th. So this is just going to show that he was in Michigan, that he was not there to do anything to Suzanne. These charges are consistent with the home improvement stores and the dock project Libler told agents he was working on in the days leading up to and through Mother's Day weekend at his Michigan residence. Libler also messaged Suzanne on 5/7/2020, saying that he went to Menards, and Suzanne asked him on 5/9/2020 whether he had finished his dock. Section 3. Barry's initial statements, May 20th, 2020 to July 2020. Eurofan selected statements from some of the interviews of Barry with CBI, CCSO, and the FBI from May 20th through July 2020. Barry's assertions in these interviews are referred throughout the remainder of this affidavit to include substantial changes that Barry makes in attempt to fit any evidence presented to him by CBI agents. The following statements were summarized for the purpose of this affidavit. Barry interview on May 13th. On May 13th, CBI agent Joseph Cahill and CCSO Detective Burgess interviewed Barry. Barry provided a background of his marriage to Suzanne, his daughters, Mallory and Macy, and their living arrangements. Barry explained they resided in Arcadia, Indiana until approximately 2018. At that time, he sold his landscaping business, BLM Landscaping, and other real properties, and moved to the residence at 19057 Puma Path, Salida, Chaffee County. Barry, an avid hunter and outdoorsman, explained they moved to Salida to be closer to Mallory, who attends Western State University in Gunnison, Colorado. Barry stated that he, Suzanne, and Macy resided at the 19057 Puma Path. There were no other persons who lived at the address. Barry stated he has a family Verizon cellular account for his daughters and Suzanne, along with account for his, I would say, business, Suzanne's business, and Suzanne, along with Mallory and Macy phones. Barry has an iPhone 5S. He did not know of the model of Suzanne's Apple cell phone, but he knew it was pink in color. Barry stated he is the owner of Sunset Farms. Just to let you guys know that I am not looking at chat. I'm heavily relying on my mods to keep things good in chat. So I hope that you guys are all behaving in chat. Okay, Barry stated he is the owner of Sunset Farms, LLC, a landscaping company in Salida. Additionally, he works as a subcontractor for Dissel Instructions Incorporated, DSI, a general contracting company in Salida. Barry stated he has several contracted employees. His primary contractor is Morgan Gentile. Barry stated that Morgan previously worked for him at DSI until she was fired about 1 year ago. When she was terminated, he hired her on as a contractor. What? Okay. Barry stated he also is a volunteer firefighter with Chaffee County Fire District. He is assigned to Maysville Station 5. Barry stated Suzanne is technically unemployed. However, she would complete the invoicing for Sunset Farms. Barry stated he and Suzanne have all joint banking accounts, Bank of the West, and lists all the bank. A nonprofit, Suzanne R. Morphew Hope Foundation. Barry stated they have other holdings with Morgan Stanley, and he uses E-Trade. He also trades in silver and gold. Barry states he owns a black 213 F350, one gray 215 Ford F250, one white 215 Range Rover, Suzanne's vehicle, and one white 2007 Range Rover, that's Mallory's vehicle. Barry said that Suzanne frequently uses Snapchat to communicate with her friends and daughters. Barry stated Suzanne also uses Instagram and Facebook. Barry's two email accounts are, and they gave the email accounts. Barry stated that Suzanne typically wakes up, has coffee, she reads her Bible and emails. She then rides her mountain bike around their neighborhood. Well, that's been proven to be false. And does other things around the house. On occasion, Suzanne rode the Methodist Trails area. Barry further explained that on Sundays, she virtually attended their church in Salida Grace. The service is broadcast on YouTube and generally lasts about 1 hour. Barry stated he typically works until about 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. and returns home. They have dinner and he usually goes to bed around 9 p.m. Barry stated they typically sleep in the same bed. However, if he is snoring, she will sleep in the bonus room on the couch. So nothing about sleeping in Mallory's room. Barry stated that Suzanne communicates daily via Snapchat with her best friend, Sheila Oliver. Barry said they also communicate via text messages. Barry stated Suzanne also communicates daily with something blacked out and is typically at home at the house, especially with the current school cancellation due to COVID-19. Exactly. Barry stated that so-and-so and so-and-so, best friend of so-and-so, departed on or about May 5th or May 6th for a road trip to Utah and Idaho. They were due back May 10th. So they're talking about the daughters and the boyfriend, I believe. Or best friend or something, a friend. Barry explained that in 2019, his company had been contracted to build a retaining wall at a site in Broomfield, Colorado. Two of his contractors, Casey Cordova and Cody Cox, were tasked with the work. Barry said that the wall was not completed correctly and he lost $30,000 because of it. Barry could not recall the name of the general contractor for the job. Barry stated that on Saturday, May 9th, he worked with Morgan Gentile on a job site in Salida. The task was to complete a rock bench on the property. After this job, Barry communicated with Suzanne by text message. They talked about hiking, and she later requested him to purchase hot tub chemicals. Barry stated his last message from Suzanne was between 11 a.m. and noon. Barry stated at around 2:26 p.m. he texted Suzanne that he was done and was headed home. Barry stated that sometime on Saturday, Suzanne asked him to take her mountain bike and helmet out of her vehicle, which he did. Barry stated that he cooked steaks out on the grill and they never even looked at the clock that night. He added, it's actually one of the best nights we've had. My eyes are going blurry, you guys. One of the best nights we've had in a while, actually, because there was no chemicals in Suzanne. He said they put their phones aside. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Barry explained on Saturday evening they had dinner together, had sexual intercourse, and went to bed. Barry could not specify a time, but believed it was around or after 8 p.m. Barry stated neither he nor Suzanne left the residence again. Now, this is where he gets screwed. Okay? Because with him stating this, you guys, and then them seeing him out around later in the evening on the 9th into the early mornings of May 10th, that he was in and out of that house, he was moving his truck and everything else. Here he said on May 13th that on May 9th, they had dinner together, had sex, and went to bed. Barry could not specify a time, but believed it was around 8 p.m. Barry stated neither he nor Suzanne left the residence again until the next morning when he got up at 5 a.m. That's where he did himself in, right there. Barry stated that he was scheduled to travel to Broomfield on May 10th to get his eyes on the site and fully determine what was needed. Barry stated Morgan was supposed to travel to Broomfield that evening and Cassidy was due to arrive Monday morning. Barry stated he preloaded his truck on Saturday night. Barry explained he set his alarm for 4:30 a.m. on Sunday, May 10th. Okay? You see this? But he stated neither him nor Suzanne left. Okay. He states that he set his alarm for 4:30 a.m. But Suzanne's phone is pinging at 4:22 a.m. where her bike was found. Suzanne's phone pinged there. So did Barry's. Okay. And between the time 8 p.m. when he said they went to bed and this 4:30 a.m. that he set his alarm for, in between those two times, he was all over the place. And his phone and GPS or whatever it is on his truck proved that. Okay. Barry changed his statement to CBI in 2020 and to the FBI in 2021 multiple times about the alarm to match evidence. Barry stated he woke up to his alarm at 4:30 a.m. You see that, you guys? An out and out lie again, because it's been proven that he was all around that house all night long, right into the early morning hours of the 10th. But he's saying here that he woke up to his alarm at 4:30 a.m. Barry explained that when he woke, Suzanne was still asleep in the master bed. Barry stated he heard her snoring. Barry said he showered and left the house at about 5 a.m. Barry stated he last saw Suzanne wearing short white shorts and a white string-like shirt. Barry stated he traveled on Highway 50 to Highway 285. He traveled Highway 285 east to 470, north to I-76, then on to US 36. Barry stated he went directly to the Holiday Inn and checked in. Barry said he went into the room for a short period of time and rested after the drive. Barry explained he then went over to the work site. After looking at the site, Barry called Morgan and requested her to bring another person. But he had already said earlier that Morgan was scheduled to show up that evening, and the other guy on Monday morning, he was scheduled to show up. And this is the same guy that he's saying now that he called and said, Morgan, get here and bring so-and-so. Barry stated that he was at the job site at 10 o'clock-ish. He added it was just hotel and job back and forth. Barry stated he drove to a McDonald's near the job site and cleaned his windshield. He then went back to the hotel room. He stayed in the room for about an hour and possibly watched TV. Barry then returned to the job site. Now, we know that that is all a lie. We know that the only time he went to the job site was around 10:30, I believe it was, the morning of May 10th. And then that's when, after that, this is around the same time that he was going to the 5 different bins, dropping off evidence, I believe. Okay. He didn't go back and forth to the job site. He went to that job site once. He was there only a few minutes and left. And then he went and dispersed all this stuff from his truck in 5 different garbage bins. He then went back to that motel room at noon and never left that motel room again until after 6 p.m. after he got the call that Suzanne was missing. Also, when he was interviewed, he said that he was on the job site when he got the call that Suzanne was missing, which is a lie because the hotel surveillance shows that he was inside that motel room from noon until 6 p.m. And it was during that time that he got the call. So he lied about being at the job site. Barry stated in response to the question if he ate that day. I kind of looked for something to eat, he said, but he always kept granola bars in the truck. He said, I saw McDonald's pulled in there. I don't like crap food, so I thought I'm just going to eat here, he added. So I just ended up eating granola bars. Well, on the job site, Barry explained that his neighbor, okay, here we go. While he's on the job site, he was not on the job site. He pulled up to that job site, kind of looked at it for maybe 5 minutes, and he left and never went back to it. But he's telling the police on the 13th of May that he was, while on the job site, he explained that his neighbor, Jeannie Ritter, called him and explained that Mallory still could not reach Suzanne. Jeannie, who has access codes for the house, asked to go check the house. Jeannie discovered Suzanne's car was there. However, her mountain bike was not. Barry stated he had texted Suzanne Happy Mother's Day earlier, as did the daughters. Barry stated his daughters had not received any replies from Suzanne. Also, Barry stated there is no cellular phone service at the house unless the phone is on the Hughes Net Wi-Fi internet service. Barry stated, I was at the job site when Jeannie called me. Bullshit. Adding that Jeannie called around 5 p.m. And we know at 5 p.m. he was in that motel room. He was not on any job site. Barry said he left the job site and drove to the hotel where he dropped off the tools in the lobby. He then drove directly back to Salida. Barry initially said there was no issues with their marriage. I need a sip of my coffee, you guys. Later in the interview, when asked, Barry disclosed they did fight. Barry explained that Suzanne has battled through stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't say it. Lymphoma several times in her life. The most recent battle started late last year of 2019. Suzanne was receiving maintenance treatments at the Cancer Center in Salida. Now, don't forget, she was scheduled for a maintenance treatment on the 11th of May. She never made it there. She would not have missed that appointment if she had just left. Barry stated that Suzanne started using something and alcohol. Barry stated this drug and alcohol use would sometimes lead to arguments during which Suzanne would accuse him of being controlling. Barry described Suzanne's demeanor as hateful. Barry stated the last argument they had was Friday morning. He denied any physical abuse or altercations between him and Suzanne. And there, you see there's a bunch of footnotes here, you guys, so we're going to go over them. Barry stated their daughters did not know about Suzanne's substance use and demanded that information not be disclosed to them. In fact, when asked, Barry admitted he deleted text messages from his cell phone because he did not want their daughters to access his phone and read those messages. Now, don't forget, the daughters have already said that they never accessed their parents' phones. So here, footnote 26, Barry changed his last sighting of Suzanne throughout 20 and 2021 numerous times. Footnote 27, all of the statements in this paragraph are later proven false. So where is 27? Okay, so it's all this up here. It's all this. See footnote 27 right here? Whoops. Right. Oops. Right there. Footnote 27. So everything here was proven to be false in this here. And we already knew that because we knew by his GPS that he turned left, right? On April 22nd, 2021, FBI agents showed Barry surveillance photos of him being in his hotel room, not on the job site when Jeannie Ritter called him at 5 p.m. Throughout his interviews, Barry moved from referring to a perfect marriage and a perfect Friday night to admitting he fought with Suzanne often. Other statements by Barry in this May 13th, 2020 interview include, Barry stated, I mean, I just know that there's nothing in my truck. There's nothing in my house. Very telling right there, okay? I know that for a fact unless somebody came there Sunday after I left. That's all. I'm just being honest with you. They can be there for 10 weeks. They'll never find a single thing. But, and he stops. Barry interjected Cody Cox as a suspect, that Cox allegedly threatened to kill Barry. Barry consistently throughout the interview questioned why he had not been cleared in the investigation. Barry initially identified the Cushmans, cleaning lady's daughter and boyfriend, as possible suspicious persons. Barry stated, because if somebody went in and did something and took her and then ditched her bike to make it look like something, then I want you guys to find that evidence. Okay? Sorry, you guys, I just had a coughing fit. This is exactly what happened, you guys. Right here is exactly what happens. Because if somebody went in and did something and took her, then ditched her bike to make it look like something, then I want you guys to find the evidence. It's exactly what he did. However, he states multiple times, there's nothing in the house, nothing in my truck. Okay? Very telling. Barry stated she would get angry sometimes, even hateful, which is not her. Barry stated during these arguments, Susanna stated, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to divorce you. And she doesn't mean it. I know she doesn't mean it, but in that state of mind. When asked about working on Sunday, he stated, it's Mother's Day. It's not like it's husband's day. Wow. He stated he stayed at the work site with the quote, I think I was there until probably 6. Okay. He was not at that work site until 6. He was in the motel room from 5 till 6 noon to 6 p.m. He was in that motel room, and they can prove it. In regards to the call with Jeannie Ritter, he stated, she calls me and says, hey, her car is here. And I said, well, is her bike there? She goes, where does she keep the bike? And I said, well, I pulled it out of her car. It should be right near the car. She goes, there's no bike here. Look in the back. And I said, well, she's riding her bike, but I'm a little concerned because I think she said she was going to take a morning ride. So now he's got to fandangle to get them concerned that her bike is gone, because he knows exactly what happened. In regards to inspecting the clothing, Barry said, yeah, she doesn't ride without a helmet, and she has a light blue helmet. Her favorite biking outfit is blue. I haven't been to the house to see if it's there or not, but if the detectives, if you guys didn't find it, then that's probably what she was wearing. Was the blue one missing? Light blue helmet, light blue outfit. She's a matcher, light blue shirt. But was that in her closet, or did you guys find it? Like, he knows where these things are. He knows where that helmet is, and he wants to know if they have found it yet. Regarding the bedding, Barry stated he observed sheets in the dryer. He stated, was her whole bed Mallory's, because it wasn't in Macy's room. The whole bedding was off. Barry was asked to voluntarily submit to a polygraph examination, which he declined and said that he would think about it. He said didn't want to do anything that wasn't 100% accurate. He also said they weren't admissible in court. Agent Cahill observed scratches on Barry's left upper arm. Barry stated, yeah, like that from a tree when we were hiking in the mountains. Okay, but later he had stated that was from when he was working. Okay, and he hadn't been working due to COVID, and these scratches were recent. We know that he wasn't working when he said he was on May 10th because he was in his motel room. So those scratches are from Suzanne. Okay, so on May 21st, okay, so this is an interview now a year later. On May 21st, 2020, May 21st, 2020. So this is a couple weeks later, after Suzanne goes missing. Sorry, I thought it was 2021 here by this. CBI agent Cahill and agent Derek Graham interviewed Barry for the purpose of reviewing victimology packets of Suzanne's that were prepared by the Behavioral Analysts Unit of the FBI. The interview was audio recorded. The following quotes were selected by S.A. Grusing for this affidavit. Barry stated, I just wish you knew how amazing she was, referring to Suzanne in past tense. Per Barry, Suzanne began to abuse antidepressants and alcohol to get away from the stress and anxiety of dealing with chemo and cancer. No, it was from dealing with you jackass. Sorry, that's not in the affidavit, but I inserted that. He said, it's the only thing we argued about. Bull. And he cited text arguments. He added, when she was in that mind, it wasn't her. Barry said it was Suzanne, not him, who wanted to move from Indiana. We all know that is a bull crap. Bull crap. He wanted to move there for hunting. He stated, we men need sex. That's all we need, and we'll be good. Barry discusses the pills Suzanne took and how he begged her to stop taking them. He added that she got mean and angry. Barry stated that Suzanne had friends she kept from him, evidence by her attempting to text someone and her saying it was none of his business, that it was private. That's probably when she was texting her friend as to what was going on between her and Barry. Barry said that Suzanne gave her passcodes to him and he could access her phone, but it was very suspicious. Why did she not tell him about some of her communications? Barry said that he gave Suzanne $300 to $400 per week for spending. What? Suzanne's not a child. She should be able to spend whatever she wants. He said she never went to an ATM. Barry was the ATM. Are you kidding me? So she wasn't even allowed to go to the ATM and get what she wanted herself. She had to get money from Barry. Sorry, you guys, I'm just getting a pillow to put behind my back because I'm getting really uncomfortable. I've been sitting in this chair now for 8 hours. So he's saying that he was her ATM. Regarding Barry leaving Suzanne alone on Mother's Day, when she disappeared, he replied that his girls were supposed to come home, and I didn't feel bad because I thought that they were going to be there around lunchtime. Barry stated Suzanne's alcohol consumption increased after May 6th when the girls left town and she did not have to hide the alcohol from them. Barry said on Friday, I think we jumped in her car and went to Moonlight Pizza, got pizza and a salad. He said that they ate pizza in the car and brought it home to eat, maybe ate some of the pizza on the way home and ate the salads. Barry stated that Saturday, May 9th morning, he got up early, probably had to put a few tools in my truck. Suzanne thanked him for breakfast and was perfectly normal. Get him a kiss goodbye and everything was great. He told her that he would be home soon and they could go for bike riding or hiking or something. Barry added that it was perfectly normal day. Well, if you were just going to go and bring your tools and whatever you say you were going to do and you were going to be home soon, I don't know. She was in perfectly good mood. When asked if anything out of the ordinary happened, Barry said, no, it was a perfect day, Saturday. When agents asked Barry if Suzanne had been drinking, he said that he did not pay much attention because he wanted to have a good night with her. Barry said that they grilled steaks and did not leave the house after he got home that day. So this is on the 9th. This is the day that I believe he killed her. They did not eat steaks. I can guarantee you that. He said that he and Suzanne laid out on the patio in the sun. Barry said that she made soup for lunch. He left his phone alone because he wanted a nice evening with my wife. Suzanne talked to Barry that evening about purchasing a house in town for $800,000. He said that Suzanne was not on her phone that night that he knew of. When agents asked Barry if he and Suzanne went to bed together, he replied, I'm pretty sure we do. And later, I'm pretty sure we went to sleep together that night. Suzanne did not leave the house after they had sex and went to sleep. When agents asked specifically if Barry used his phone to set his alarm for 4:30 a.m. on Sunday, he stated that he just woke up on my own without an alarm. See, he's contradicting himself because he said that he set his alarm for 4:30 a.m. before. So he forgets. A liar, then this is exactly what I mean, you guys, when a liar can never remember his lies. In his interview on the 13th, this is on the 21st of May, in his interview on the 13th, he told them that he set his alarm for 4:30. A week or so, 2 weeks later, he stated he just woke up. I woke up on my own without an alarm. Yeah, because you never went to sleep. So here's contradictions again. CBI agents asked Barry why he answered sex as the number one reason why someone might be motivated to cause Suzanne to disappear on the BAU questionnaire. He answered, because my wife is beautiful. He added, that's my nightmare right now. Like if somebody got her and sexually abusing her right now as we speak. Like, you son of a... So I believe, you guys, that he probably sexually abused her before he did away with her. I really do believe that. Agents told Barry that workers who came to his motel room following his May 10th departure commented that the room smelled like chlorine. He replied that he had no idea why and that maybe the hotel staff used it to clean because of COVID. Agents also told Barry that documents were left in the room and asked if he took any documents into the room. He replied, not to my knowledge. There was somebody in the room after me. It could have been his. But we know that they weren't somebody else's documents because they had Barry's insurance papers. They were Barry's insurance papers. When agents asked Barry why he did not pick up Morgan Gentile as agreed on Sunday for the ride to Broomfield, he stated, "I didn't want her to ride with me because she smokes. And I told her I wanted her to drive her car and she was just going to follow me." And we know that's wrong because that's not what Morgan told us. Morgan told us that Barry didn't pick her up as he was supposed to. There was no talk about her driving her own car. So that was the interview from May 21st. And now they interview him again on May 28th. On May 28th, 2020, Agent Cahill and Graham interviewed Barry and audio recorded it again. Barry was asked about the tranquilizer darts in his house. He stated that the darts' purpose was to tranquilize bucks to sell them. He said the bucks could be then placed in a trailer that has cubicles. The tranquilizer is a sedative narcotic, and he only did this tranking and selling of bucks back in Indiana. Barry said he has not used the tranquilizer darts in Colorado. Okay? So if he hasn't used the right here, he says he has not used the tranquilizer darts in Colorado. Then how did those tranquilizer darts get in the dryer, mixed in with the sheets off of Mallory's bed? Yes, Barry is out on bail. I did show the video at the beginning of this live. I did show the video of him leaving and getting into a truck, which was being driven by his sister. His sister was driving. His mother was in the passenger seat in the front, and he got in the back with the two girls. On June 2nd, 2020, okay, so this is on May 28th, that he says that he never used the tranquilizer darts in Colorado. So interview on June 2nd, 2020, so this is almost a month later. Grusing met with Barry at a house near his residence to conduct an interview regarding victimology or pattern of life of Suzanne. The interview was audio recorded. Barry said Suzanne might leave him, but would never leave their daughters. Barry also agreed that an animal attack was unlikely and that an accident was unlikely based on the positioning of the bicycle and helmet. So Barry agreed to that. Now here's the footnotes. In April 2021, Barry told a different story about the documents to FBI agents, okay? So this is where in April 2021 that he finally, this is a year later, okay? In April of 2021, Barry tells a different story about the documents to FBI, okay? The statement contradicts Barry's admission to the FBI in 2021 of using tranquilizer darts and disposing of evidence. Okay? Barry talked about Suzanne abusing alcohol and drugs, saying the last time Suzanne was doing well was the first summer we were here, specifying that was the summer of 2018. Barry told Sergeant Grusing that he thought Suzanne was abducted by someone. Special Agent Grusing explained that the last similar violent act that occurred in the Salida happened in 1980. Barry was informed of the time of day Suzanne was riding, the low traffic area, her minimal exposure in the community, and other low risk factors and stabilizers in her life. And don't forget, everybody was under a stay-at-home order for COVID, right? Sergeant Grusing told Barry this looked like an intimate partner homicide. Barry did not object. Sergeant Grusing noted Barry listed sex at the top motivation someone might have for Suzanne's disappearance. Barry said he listed that because of how attractive Suzanne was. Special Agent Grusing asked Barry why he only wrote convict for his response on what should happen to the person responsible for Suzanne's disappearance. He replied, "It should be convicted and held responsible." I mean, that's not what I wanted to write, but I mean, inside me, I feel like I would like to physically harm them if they did this to my wife. When Barry was asked of his last image of Suzanne, he initially replied that he did not see her on the morning of May 10th or remember a last image. Special Agent Grusing walked Barry through his prior statements of seeing Suzanne and describing her clothing. Barry was asked multiple times what his last image of her was, and he did not answer the question. Finally, to elicit some response Sergeant Grusing asked if he even remembered seeing a lump of covers in his bed before he left for Broomfield. Barry replied that he saw probably just a lump there. Detail is remember her breathing. Regarding Friday, May 8th, Barry stated, but in the afternoon, the text fight, was like it never happened. She texted me back and it was just like, hey, what time are you coming home? Hey, this or that. Just pick up this or pick up that. That was supposed to be on May 8th. Regarding the afternoon of Saturday, May 9th, Barry said when he arrived home, Suzanne had vegetable soup waiting for them, and they just kind of sat out in the sun. We know that's a lie because Suzanne was laying out in the sun and she was talking to Jeff Libler, where she took pictures and sent them to her. It was her laying out in the sun, not him and her. They sat out in the sun, talked, had a good day, and decided they were going to grill steaks out that evening. He said she was perfectly fine because there was no alcohol in her. So there's contradictions again. Regarding Suzanne's activities on Saturday night, Barry said she took Mallory's sheets off and washed them Saturday evening. Now, we know that's a lie because Mallory wasn't living at home, so those sheets that were on that bed were clean, because Mallory already stated previously in part 1 of this that she didn't sleep there. So there was no reason for Suzanne to have to change them sheets. Barry was asked if other people had passwords to get into the phones and laptops of Suzanne. He replied that Suzanne told him what her last password was. So the interview, this was on June 2nd. So Barry's interview on June 3rd now. On June 3rd, CBI agents Cahill and Graham interviewed Barry at his residence. The interview was audio recorded. The following quotes are selected for this affidavit. See, and that's not everything that they have, you guys. They're only putting select things in here. Regarding Friday morning, May 8th, Barry stated, we had our text argument. I don't even remember what it was about. She was in one of her moods. When questioned about their activities Friday evening, Barry responded they probably watch TV and Suzanne is usually on her computer. She's typically on the computer, maybe doing a class online. She always looks for clothes online. He added that she did not apologize about the text that morning, like it never happened. Regarding Saturday, May 9th, in the morning, Barry stated that he did not set an alarm or recall what time he got up. So there we are again. He made himself and Suzanne breakfast, set it next to her in the bed, said, I think I made bacon, eggs, and toast. There was nothing like that found. Regarding Saturday, Barry stated that he got home and Suzanne had a bowl. Okay, that was... No. Okay. Sorry, I got ahead of myself here. Regarding Saturday, Barry stated that he got home. Suzanne had a bowl of soup ready for him. This is when she's laying out, getting the sun and talking to Jeff Libler, right? Taking pictures of herself. They talked about hiking and biking. They spent the day together and sat outside in the sun and talked for an hour. Both. Regarding Saturday again, Barry stated, I honestly don't recall what we did after that soup, but I think we hiked here in the subdivision. We know that's a lie. Yes, we did hike. We hiked to Fous's that night. Then twice, I'm pretty sure that's the night we hiked to Fous's. I thought they were he just stated on the 2nd of May, 2nd of June when he was interviewed that they just laid around the house. But anyway. I know we sat down at the lake for a while. I'd say we were gone for an hour and a half, maybe. He added it was actually a good day. She didn't drink at all. It was a normal, nice afternoon. Barry stated he got back to the house probably around 3 or 4, talked about dinner, and she said she was going to make some potatoes. He said would marinate the steaks. I'm probably in the garage. I usually tinker around there, killing time. Killing time. He added that Suzanne was probably doing sheets, adding that Mallory's bed was a free-for-all while he was in the garage tinkering. Barry said, just had a wonderful evening. She was perfectly fine because there was no alcohol in her. He again said he asked her not to drink that night. Okay, so I'm going to get down to Barry interview June 17th on page 27 here. And then I'm going to stop for the day, you guys, because my eyes are starting to get sore and the rest of me is starting to get sore sitting here for the last 8 hours. And I will pick this up tomorrow morning. So please watch for that. I will make a thumbnail and put that out tonight so you guys can set your reminder so you guys know when I'm going live. Barry stated that after dinner, Suzanne did the dishes and he went back into the garage fixing the pin on the Bobcat. Barry stated, I think I recall seeing 4:15-ish when I got up knowing that, hey, if I leave at 5, I'll get there at 8. He added, I probably got up, took a shower, got my clothes on. Barry asked that Suzanne was naked the last time he saw her, so he did not know what she was wearing. So there you go. There's another lie because he already said that she had white shorts on and like a spaghetti type shirt. Now he's saying that Barry added that Suzanne was naked the last time he saw her, so he did not know what she was last wearing. Barry stated that he went into the dryer looking for socks and saw the sheets, and he dug through some of Suzanne's clothes in the dryer. A pair of shorts was in there. Regarding Sunday morning, Barry stated, I think I was getting hungry. I think I went to McDonald's. That was close. And I think when I was there, I think I decided against McDonald's, but I never eat there. And because of COVID, so I think I went around the corner to a gas station and got a granola bar. So that's where we're going to pick up tomorrow, you guys. Okay. So tomorrow we will start where we've left off here. I've already been on another hour, so that is like 9 hours today I've been on, you guys, and I haven't eaten all day. I need to rest my eyes and my throat, but I will pick up right here where we left off tomorrow morning, probably around 9-10 o'clock Eastern in the morning. I will pick this up again. And as you guys notice, I don't want any super chats or anything for this, what I'm covering. I have turned off the super chats and super stickers. I just want to get this out here with no, I don't like not thanking you guys for your super chats and stuff. And I'm not looking at chat because I'm reading this affidavit to you guys. So I did turn it completely off. You guys just being here and watching is good enough for me. I'm happy with that. And that way I'm not being disrespectful by not thanking you guys for your super chats. So I just turn them off. I will keep them off throughout this series. This is probably going to go over 3 or 4 videos. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link the first part of this in the description below. So if you guys haven't seen the first part of this affidavit, it will be linked in the description below this video. You can go back and watch it. I'll also link parts 1 and 2 in the next video, which will be starting tomorrow morning. Yeah, we all know what he did that night. So thank you to all of my mods, my most recently, my Pop Rocks. Thank you for joining. To Cindy, and let me just go through here. Cindy and oh my gosh. I think Maureen, to all the mods that are in here, my sister Des, everybody that's in here as modding, thank you very much. I appreciate it. There she is. Yes, and I am going to be taking a week off. I'm going to finish this up, and I'm going to finish up Thursday. So from this Thursday on, you guys, I will be taking a week off where I will not be uploading or posting or anything. I will try and keep an eye on comments and stuff, but I do need a break. So I will be taking a week off from the 23rd to the 30th. Just to get my strength back and rejuvenate and get my scruples back and whatnot. If anything serious comes up, you guys, I will jump on. But just to let you guys know, There will be no private reads or no other reads or nothing after this Thursday for a week. I'm going to go through some of the emails that I've gotten recently and just see if there's anything there. I might do a read on Brian. Okay. So I might do that read. I cannot promise you, but I may do that read if I have the energy. But after this Thursday, which is the 23rd, we have Letitia Stout back in court, and it's going to be the judge's decision there that's coming to see if she's going to go to trial. So once I cover that, then I will be taking a week's break. And a good time to end this, you guys, because they just started blasting music again across the street. So I may do the Brian read. I may not. Watch my channel. Make sure you got all your notifications on. And you will know if I upload that video. Okay, so for now, you guys, I do have to get off. My voice is killing me. My eyes are bugging out. And I will start again with this tomorrow morning, starting at about 9-10 a.m. Eastern. Until then, you guys, please take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. And I love you to the moon and back. Bye-bye for now.